everyone's here, especially guests, because we kind of put this out last minute, although this has been in the makings for well over a month now. And we're going to introduce all of the speakers tonight, and everyone's going to give just like a little brief like synopsis of who they are and what they'll be offering on this day. But I wanted to first first of all, say that this is a very relaxed, it's not like a real serious presentation, but we wanted to just let everyone know what's coming so we can all get prepared. Because if we do this the way that we intend it to be done, this could be a 12-week complete transformation of our bodies, our minds, and our spirits on a cellular level. That is the intention of this event. And so today is just like a pre-launch, just to let people know what's going on, who is going to be involved, what you can do to optimize this experience for yourselves. And if anyone has any questions, they can ask. So yeah, why don't you go to, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, we can start with this one. So I can't even like see, like when I'm speaking, am I on the video? Like all I can see is you, Kristen.
Just a little teeny, yeah. Just
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because all I can see is you, which is wonderful. I'd prefer not to see myself.
Oh yeah. Okay.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
As long as you can see who's speaking.
Yeah, you can.
Okay, cool. So I'm Ashley Sachs, and Kristen Wister is the beautiful blonde sitting next to me in this picture. And we were sitting in exactly where she's sitting a couple of months ago, and listening to a training from a Dr. Nuno Nina about a new program that he is launching on Healy, which is what is the glue that has brought all of us together here, and all of the specialists and practitioners and professionals that are going to be presenting on the Soulstice Sync Up. And when we were in this presentation, we were just completely inspired, because he was saying things along the lines of like, human beings have life in our body because we live on planet Earth. If we were to take ourselves out of planet Earth, we would no longer be alive. So the fact that we are mass amounts of people are experiencing things like, well, any kind of imbalance or unalignment, depression, anxiety, disease, anything, they are not in sync with the cycles of the earth. They're not in sync with the natural cycles of the sun, the moon, and the planet that we live on. And he was saying that there are a couple of times during the year that are the best times for people to start syncing up to those things, start aligning to the natural rhythms of the earth and the natural rhythms of their body. They're very linked. And he said that the solstice was a great opportunity to do that. And so right there, Kristen and I are like, well, we're going to do an event on June 21st. And that's where like the seed got planted. And then we just kind of came up with all of these ideas that we're going to talk about, of how we can do it collectively, because it's really, it's great to do things on your own, but when you do it with a group, and we've done similar things like this before, but not as in depth, it is so, it has such a bigger impact, because you're doing it together and you can share it together and you can ask questions together and you can grow together. And so tonight we just wanted to plant the seed that this is coming. It's June 21st is the event. Bless you. June 21st is the event. And the times might change a little bit, because we're trying to coordinate a bunch of people, but we're thinking it's going to be between 11 a.m. and 9 p.m. But obviously we will be letting everybody know, and exactly when specific speakers are going to go on. So if you really want to see one person, or you really want to catch, a yoga practice, then we'll let you know when that time is closer to the event. But tonight, I just wanted to plant the seed of what's coming, give you a little bit of information about what why it's here and who is going to be presenting and what they're going to be offering. And so that's what we're going to do tonight. And then we're just going to have like an open chat. And if anyone wants to ask questions, then feel free. But Kristen, do you want to add anything to that?
Yes, I mean, this event is to kind of promote all the people in our group with all of the gifts that we have, all these leaders that are going to share something about what they are passionate about and kind of how it links in with Healy, how it links in with the solstice. And it's a way for us to invite people that aren't familiar with Healy, to bring them on this free event, to give them lots of information and lots of this incredible free experience, to get them juiced up about coming on board with us and going deeper into the 12 weeks of summer and coming into intention and getting a Healy. They don't have to have a Healy, but it's Healy driven, and that we're going to be doing this together as a team. So that's why this is kind of a super cool event for people to just come that perhaps don't even know about Healy, but we would like them to kind of know ahead of time, so that they have a chance to have their Healy before this happens, so that we can then launch right into the 12 weeks that are going to be coming up.
Yeah. And I'll just say, piggyback on that, like a lot of people have had some people don't have their Healys yet. Some people are going to order them. There are some people on this call that have had Healy for a while and still don't know what they have here. Mm-hmm. They still don't fully know because it's new technology to the world. And so what we're going to be experiencing on this journey is really going to blow some minds. So I'm super excited about it.
Yeah.
So
and also just, I'll piggyback on that too, just bringing in the people that came into Healy in the beginning that maybe just kind of dropped off, that, hey, let's just get to use our Healys. Let's get more intimate with our Healys, learn how to become a master of our Healy and mastering our body at the same time. So yeah.
Cool. So why don't we're not going to go in total order. Well, do you have the slide that says, no, we're just going to jump into introducing a couple of people. Yeah. Okay. That's the slide.
Yeah.
So the day of this event, we are going to have, and we're going to go through, not every speaker is on this call tonight, but most of them are. So on this day, we're going to have, and this is free, guys, this is totally free. So these professionals that are going to be presenting, these are people who are dedicating their time, which is so amazing. So we're going to have gentle yoga, sound healing, guided intention setting, meditation, and astrological forecast, understanding your body clock, dance and vibration, human design, breath work and yin yoga, numerology, and the gene keys. And all of this is immersed with Healy. So whatever it is that we're doing, it's somehow going to revolve around Healy as well. So do you want to, I know that, is Sam on this call? I know Sam and Alexis are, I think that they weren't.
I'm here.
Hi.
All right. So do you want me to stop the share?
Go to their slide.
Okay. Got it. Okay. Yep. Oh Lord, it's doing that.
Hey,
thing.
Rita.
Go past. This gets a little fun. Here we are.
There we go.
Yay.
Okay, so the beautiful goddesses of Soulflower Yoga and Wellness, Sam and Alexis, they are here and they're just going to introduce themselves and then just tell us a little bit about what they're going to be offering us.
Hi, everybody. My name is Sam and I co-own Soulflower Yoga and Wellness with my partner, Alexis, and you'll hear from her in just a second. We're in Fairhaven, Massachusetts. And we both hopped on the Healy train this year recently, and we're learning and we're excited. I'll be starting off the day with some gentle yoga. And the idea here is to really ground in for the day and set intentions to stay focused and to allow ourselves to open so that we can receive all this juicy goodness that these ladies have planned for our day. So really just allowing yourself to arrive in a centered place so that you can really, really, truly receive what's going on throughout the day. And then later on in the day, we will be also leading a yin flow with some sound healing and meditation along with that. So guided meditation, the sound healing, and they'll both be gentler type yogas. So anyone who, whether you've practiced yoga before or it's your first time, should feel comfortable being able to jump into either one of those sessions. And then I'll let Alexis jump in and talk about the sound healing. I just want to say one more thing, that incorporating Healy into our wellness center has been a huge game changer for us. And we use it not just for ourselves, but also in servicing clients and assisting in Reiki sessions with the aura scan and the chakra programs and things like that. So we're really excited to kind of bring all of that together and share that vibrationally with you all. Thank you so much for inviting us through.
Of course. Thank you. So excited. Alexis, do you want to jump in?
Yeah, I'll jump in. Sam pretty much nailed it with everything. We are both really excited for this. And what excites me the most is that what drew me to the Healy was my history of frequency healing through sound bowls. Sound healing or frequency healing has the power, as we all know or are about to know, to decode, recode, and reprogram the brain. And the sound healing, the bowls, the drums, they're all sacred and ancient healing techniques that shift our brain waves through entrainment to stable and harmonize our frequencies. So when I first saw the Healy and saw frequency healing, I was like, what's this? So combining the sound bowls and frequency healing from that avenue with the Healy has been such a strong combination, really just a powerhouse together. So I'm excited to share them too.
Thank you. And since this is kind of a casual presentation, would you quickly just let everyone know like what your first experience with Healy was? Because it was pretty insane.
I actually looked back at the photo today. It was the first picture of me hooked up with the electrodes on my knee. And actually I'm excited to share about this because I saw a doctor this week about it. I have a knee problem and it's not inflammation, it's just fluid. My knee will blow up with fluid to a crippling point. I'll be on crutches, I won't be able to do much. My leg will literally lock for about 5 days. And for 3 years now, doctors haven't been able to figure out why. I've had surgery, I've gone through all different forms of medicine. When I was in Belize on our yoga retreat, Alicia had her Healy and she sat down for a card reading with me. And like I said, I kind of looked over and was like, what's that about? So we talked about it. She hooked it up to my knee and not even 24 hours. It was something like 12 or 15 hours later. My knee went from being fully just submerged with fluid to back to normal, and I could teach yoga the next morning. So this was the first thing that has ever really provided me with real relief. And discovering that, I had to dive in from there. Immediately got hooked up with Ashley, and it was the best thing that happened for me. And I'm happy to share that with other people.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you.
I love it. Okay. Kristen, why don't you share what you're going to be doing?
Yeah. Let's see. I'll head back this way.
Sorry, guys. We didn't have it aligned.
Yeah, it's a little wonky when okay, here we go.
And then from here, Kristen, just kind of go through.
Okay. All right. That's fine. Yeah, so I'm just going to set the tone probably in the beginning for setting our intention for these next 12 weeks and really getting into the heart space and really connecting in with what is it that you really, really desire. And so I kind of want you guys to start thinking about it now and getting into that place that already really exists within you And so by raising our frequency, and I just love this about Healy, is like Healy raises our frequency. And as we raise our frequency, we become more in alignment with what it is that we truly want. So just start really playing around with that. And it could just be, having, well, for us here in America, we're going into summertime. So it might be really connecting in with relaxation and going on vacations, or it could be connecting with your body, or, there's so many different things. You could have a certain goal that you want with your business, whatever it is, but we're going to get really clear on that. And then we're going to go beyond manifestation into materializing it. So we're going to just go through this really cool guided meditation to set the tone for the next 12 weeks of summer.
Amazing.
That's it.
That's exciting.
Yes.
And while you were speaking, Alexis said, she put in the chat, I forgot to mention my doctor this week. Well, actually, Alexis, just hop back on and say it.
I'm back. I had to plug in. So yeah, I saw a rheumatologist for the first time, and he was like, I'm scratching my head. He's going to run more testing. And when I told him about the Healy, he was like, no brainer, super doctor terms, explained exactly why it's working, and said that I should just continue to do that because he's, like I said, scratching his head. He doesn't know what to suggest or where to go with me.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Was like huge. I went in expecting the doctor to be like, well, no, you need to do this, this, and this. And he was like, yeah, use the Healy, frequency healing. Absolutely. So
literally doctor prescribed right now.
So amazing.
We got to get him
so
on
amazing.
board. Awesome. Okay.
And honestly, that's kind of what we're trying to do here, everyone. We're trying to get everyone so in tune and tapped in with their body that they are the resource that they go to when something's out of alignment.
Yes.
Not going elsewhere of what's wrong with me, going within and saying, where am I out of alignment and how can I get back into alignment? Beautiful.
Yep, we've got a doctor in our pocket. And it's
Mm-hmm.
really our intention. So that's super cool.
Okay.
Right, let's see.
We got next, Anna.
Anna.
Oh, hello everyone. I'm Anna Zahn with the Wild Aura. I'm an intuitive energy healer. My background is in Reiki and emotion code and body code work. And basically, day to day, I focus on helping people work through and release suppressed emotions, trapped emotional energy, and helping them with subconscious reprogramming. And during my certification and training with emotion code and body code work, one of the focuses is aligning or realigning any imbalances within the body or misalignments. And that can even include the diurnal cycle, which really goes into the body clock and how our natural rhythm over, a 12 to 24 hour cycle, what that looks like in our body, how our organs play into that. So I'm going to be diving into the strongest activity time, the weakest activity time for our organs, what emotions coincide with each organ, and learning how suppressed emotions affect the body, how they show up with signs and symptoms for us, and just kind of diving deeper into understanding release work and how that ties in with Healy and different programs that support each organ, and how there are specific programs that help you through releasing any trapped emotional from the body, and when you can kind of time that up to the natural cycle and rhythm that our body is already moving through. So I'm going to be focusing kind of on a combination of like physical, mental, and emotional processing with the organs, and just to kind of bring us back into harmony and allowing us to have a deeper understanding of, when the body is screaming something at you with a sign or symptom, what that could potentially mean. So yeah, that's going to be my focus during the summer solstice, and hopefully contributing with a focus moving forward for each week of the 12 weeks of this program, and really focusing in on specific organs and what emotions we store in those organs, and some good stuff like that. So I'm excited.
Awesome.
Amazing. So
Very
amazing. Anna.
excited.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. All right. Camden's not here yet, so we're going to move on. Mark.
Mark, oh my gosh, everyone's so excited to hear from you.
Hey, hey, hey. Well, good morning from the future.
Oh
Yeah.
yes.
Awesome. Sweet. So my name is Mark Bentley. As you've done so beautifully, I am an ambassador for the Gene Keys work. And for those that don't know, the Gene Keys is, it actually comes from the ancient I Ching, or I Ching, however you like to say it, which a lot of people, like you were saying, actually don't realize how much is on this Healy. One of the things that's hidden inside this Healy, many don't know, is the 64 hexagrams of the ancient I Ching. And so the I Ching was a system it dates back over 5,000 years ago, that the ancient Chinese, wise ones back then, they would use a different way of throwing coins or pulling, different lengths of straw to connect into the divine, to be able to get guidance to how they can deal with change. So the great emperors of the past, they used to actually use the I Ching to be able to know when their villages or their empires were in trouble. How should I deal with this change and transformation that's happening? So it's really the wisdom of the sage. How can I wield my power with responsibility in that sense? And so not only do we have the I Ching in our Healy, which we'll be covering in the session, so I'll be taking everyone through a live demo of how you can use your Healy to be able to do an I Ching reading. But what a lot of people didn't realize is that the I Ching is the Gene Keys work. And you're also going to hear from Devin and more about human design, etc. It's all interconnected with the I Ching really deeply. So what we'll be going through is understanding how the Gene Keys, these 64 hexagrams of the I Ching, actually map out the 64 codons of your DNA. So what we're saying is that the I Ching and the Gene Keys are essentially the programming language of your DNA, your makeup. And when you drop into that, you can then actually get a personal profile. So we'll be sharing the link so you can download a personal profile on the day, so you can have that to reference. And you can actually see specifically which parts of your DNA programming are responsible for which parts of your life. And then when you can understand this, we will look at the frequency band of each of those codons, each of those aspects, or each of those I Ching aspects. And you can see the shadow frequency, and how the shadow frequency in our lives is triggered by our need for survival. It's triggered by our fears of our environment. And through the science of epigenetics, we see that these fears don't need to be real. It doesn't need to be an actual threat in your environment. But when we perceive a threat in our environment, then that triggers off survival patterns, and that will trigger off the shadow frequency in our DNA, which in turn is there to serve you, is there to help you stay alive, it's there to help you get through the challenge. And then within that, if we learn to, instead of be scared of the shadow, but actually integrate it, to understand it, to understand its function, and to make friends with it, to welcome it into our kind of genetic family, then we can find that, as the great Richard Rudd would say, in every shadow is a gift. So then we can start understanding what it's trying to bring into our life. What is the service that it's bringing? And that's where the Gene Keys profile really begins to shine, when it can help you understand that when this turbulence happens in our life, that it's actually there to serve. It's there to call out the greatness in you. It's there to actually help you recalibrate and find your way back to your golden path, what your actual purpose is. And the reason that I'm so excited about actually bringing this, and I'm an advocate for Healy, and I have been for the last 2 years, and I'm so excited to see so many of you incredible people here, bringing this all together, is, as mentioned, the shadow frequencies of the gene keys comes from fear. It comes from that anxiety, that feeling of disconnection to ourself and our higher self and our own empowerment. And over the last 2 years, this incredible device has been a godsend. You know, we all know it's been an absolutely crazy 2 years. Like the whole world literally has gone through a field of psychosis and all kinds of craziness and very real challenges. And in those times when things got really intense, that's when I would always, you know, turn to the Healy, and it would be such a support for bringing that anxiety down, being able to really bring myself back into my center, be able to get my focus and concentration again, which meant I was able to use the gene keys work a whole lot more effectively because I was able to be a lot more present with what was going on. And from that, managed to make it through those 2 years with more transformation than I've experienced in a long time. So we are going through some challenging times. The times ahead are going to be the most transformative times I think our human consciousness has ever experienced on this planet. And it's going to be challenging at times. And so really what we're going to cover in this session is how you can use this gene keys, wisdom and knowledge along with your personal profile and the Healy, and use them all together to be able to really give yourself the best support in a sense, so that when these giant waves come, you can jump on your surfboard and surf them rather than getting dumped and rolling around on the bottom of the ocean floor. So that's my my spin for the session. Hope that kind of covered it.
Yes.
And by the way, it's 8:30 a.m. over here in Australia, and I'll be tuning in with you about the body clock because it's a trippy one getting started this early.
Wow.
Awesome. Oh my God. So many people are going to be excited.
So great. Thanks, Mark.
Thanks, Mark.
Okay, Devin, you're on.
Hey guys. So who here knows about their human design so far?
Type it in the chat.
About half of you or so. Most of us met through human design. So that's why we're all here. Okay, trying to learn. All right. So the fun part about this is that Mark was just talking about the I Ching and the gene keys, and human design is that too. It's just a different system that explains it in a way that is this practical roadmap that gives us visuals to look and see how your energy is dancing around in your body. So all those 64 like traits or gifts that he was just talking about are actually all compartmentalized into these 9 energy centers in human design. And that's what I'm going to be focusing on the solstice. And the reason that I want to do that is because one, it's this really strong foundation of human design, because everything else from human design comes from the centers. So most people here will know like, oh, I know I'm a projector or I'm a manifesting generator, but where the hell does that come from? That comes from how your energy flows in the body map. So when we pull up the body map, what I'm going to do is break down in the 9 centers, talk about like how that energy flows differently based off your design, and then also talk about like symptoms that come up when those things are out of balance. And then through that, offer like practical things that you can do like just every day to keep notice, but also link it to certain Healy programs that can give you extra support in those areas. So the Healy actually has a chakra program. Who here has used the chakra programs in the Healy? You can put it in the chat. Lots of people probably. Now, human design has like a completely different theory about the chakras. And apparently, according to human design, the 7-centered model or the 7-centered being is the old model. And human design basically announced that in 1781, I might be wrong. Is that right, Mark? Andy? 1780, like 300-400 years ago, there was a genetic mutation. Yep, 1781, cool. There's a genetic mutation in our human race that turned us to 9-centered beings. And that actually birthed the projector type. So who here is a projector? You can put it in the chat. There's a lot of projectors here. We're the new type. We're the new peeps in town, right? So there's not a lot of ancient wisdom about projectors because we're the ones on the front lines figuring out how it is to be us in this new way. And then in 2027, Human Design predicts that there's another genetic mutation that's changing it as well. So the kind of heat to this like mutation that's going on, it's like so pivotal to kind of understand your energy. So Human Design is basically saying, we come into this world, we have this imprint, you know, from the neutrino field, from the planets, you know, like astrology. It's mixing science, quantum mechanics, aka Healy, right, and frequencies, and also this ancient wisdom. And it's showing you like, okay, I came in with this nature or these natural gifts, and then there's these other part of me that I am nurtured by my environment. I am nurtured, I am conditioned, right? Now, I've worked with like hundreds of people around the world with human design. And one main thing that I noticed was that most of the time, people's biggest pain point or things they thought was wrong with them or things they thought like, you know, or they felt shame about was actually one of their biggest powers. And just by giving them language to understand, like, oh, actually, this is the energy that's playing out. Just by having a language about it, that validation releases such a huge pressure in people's lives. And then they feel like, okay, you know, it's not just me or there's nothing wrong with me, right? So when I found human design, like when we look at this, you know, on the solstice, everybody's going to have their free chart. And we're going to look at the real basics. So I'm not going to like trip you guys out with all the like crazy stuff and all the, you know, Mark can do that. Mark's good with that, with his 64 gene keys. But when we look at the map, we're going to look at your centers. Are they colored in? Meaning like I have this quantum energy that I transmit out, right? Like when we use the Healy or when we do yoga, we're moving this energy work and we're moving these frequencies. So as human beings, we literally are transmitters of our own frequencies. And when we can understand like what we transmit and what we take in from other people, it changes the game. Because then you realize like, okay, I just picked up on that. That's not me. Versus how can I bring my power or myself or my authenticity into this? So when we look at a chart, we're going to look at that real basic, like what's colored, what's your nature, what are you giving out, what are your superpowers? And the white is where, what are you soaking in? So we're going to look at, you know, the white centers are like these sponges. So we like soak in all this energy. And then a lot of times if we think that's us, it can be very confusing, disorienting, overwhelming, exhausting, that kind of thing, which, you know, Healy can really support that. You know, for in my chart, I'm like the most open sponge there is. And when I found human design, it essentially saved my life because it was the only system that explained like what I was experiencing on a day-to-day basis, thinking I was nuts, you know, being so influenced by everybody. So what we'll do is just give a basic map of that and then how those symptoms come up, what we can do about it, and then what frequencies like can support those energy dynamics like in our body. So I hope that made sense and it wasn't a different language.
No, and that's super exciting. And exactly what Mark just said in the chat. I'll just read it because I second it. Devin, you're a master of design and incredible with teaching it. Definitely a session worth catching, even if you have had lots of experience with human design. I agree. I think that there are going to be so many people tapping in to hear you. So thank you for sharing.
Fascinating. So fascinating.
Human design changed my life too, FYI, everyone. And Devin was my human design reader. So
well,
kind
this
of a big deal.
If Ashley didn't find me with human design, this whole group wouldn't be together right now. So
I was thinking that.
And Mark and I met through human design when no one in the world knew about human design. So like none of this would have happened if we weren't drawn toward this, trying to understand energy, right? So, and then next we'll just have to talk to the founder of Healy and make sure that they have a human design program instead of just the chakras, you know, and then.
Pepper's trying to get on right now.
Yeah, I see that.
I sent her, oh, here we go. Wait, let's see. Nope, I'm not seeing her yet.
You just call on someone else. I'll help her.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think who else we have here. Camden hasn't joined. I don't think Camden's on. Camden, are you on? I'm not sure if she's on yet. I don't remember admitting her. Anna, let's see, Ashley. Oh, here we go. Here's Pepper. Perfect timing. All right, let's get to Pepper's slide. Pepper, good timing. I don't know if you can hear us yet.
Take a deep breath first, Pepper.
Yeah, you're all
Thank you.
good.
You have no idea. My last half hour was crazy trying to get in. Okay.
Well, just
Glad to be here.
yes, we're so happy to have you here. Your wisdom is a true, it's an absolute treasure for for the Vibe Tribe. So we are so grateful to have you here. So if you wouldn't mind just telling us a little bit about yourself, and then explaining what it is that you're going to be offering.
Oh, I'd love to. I've been doing this spiritual quest for a long time. And I have found out that everything has meaning, and our names are precious. You guys have no idea. We are absolute magic machines, every single one of us. And, you know, I capitalize on that. It just, the energy of each and every one of you is so special. I cannot say. I've also found out that numbers really tell so much. You know, in the year that we're in the month that we're in, your birthdays, it's just, it's layer after layer after layer of awesome information. And I find it to be fun. You know, I'm somebody who gets really bored really fast. And so for me to be in numbers for over 30 years, I just find it more and more exciting every single day. So anyway, I say to people, give me an hour, I'll change your world. And that seems to be the case. So I'm going to be talking about hidden meanings, the meanings of our year and the next year and maybe the following year. I will tell you that all of us are giving a hand. We're the bridge, guys. We're the bridge to the age of Aquarius, and other people are so gonna look for us, and we need to reach our hand out and bring people across. It's just so needed. I can't even begin to tell you. You know, it's gonna get a little rough before it gets better. But we have to keep the faith. We have to know that we're headed for victory. And if I can help in any way, just, you know, just give me a shout out, because I'm here to help. So anyway, I hope that helps. I don't know if that gives you any insight, but that's what I'm about. That's what I will be sharing. And that's there.
Can you just quickly, because you have an extensive background, you have like 30 years experience, and you have like a PhD in spiritual counseling.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I didn't even know that was a thing, and I wish I could go back to college and get that. So will you just tell everyone just a little bit more about you?
Okay. I wrote, let's see, many years ago, I wrote a thesis on change, and I thought, oh, okay, this will be a couple day thing. And it's still relevant today. In fact, probably more relevant. I have just loved everything metaphysical, anything that I could learn, anything that I've taken countless classes and have countless certifications, but I do it because it's fun. And then I get to share with all other people. And, you know, that's my joy in life, is that each and every day is an opportunity to fall in love with people around you, with yourself, go deeper. Life is just really rich. I've moved like 35 times in my life. I went to like I don't know, 12 different colleges. I've been involved. I've been an artist, and for years I would go and sell my clothing at different art shows. I always loved it. It's like come play with Pepper and you know, find out more about life. And I currently live in Phoenix, Arizona, and it's starting to get hot, and I don't really like that, but kind of here's where I am. So I'm always coming up with something new and different. And you know, I just find life to be rich, and all the people who I come across, I love it. I just love it. There's something new for each and every person that we can know and understand, and give them a pat on the back. And in closing, I was told many years ago that there are people out there who can live for a whole month on a compliment. So I thought, really? And so anytime I go anywhere, I'm always looking for somebody to give a sincere compliment to. If they're wearing a certain color or they look good, and I just say, gosh, you look good today. And they look at me, well, who are you? But they go away with a smile on their face. And so I know I've done my job for the day. You know, I don't know what else to say. You know, I do love my life, and I love people, and I love what I'm learning, and I love to share. If you look at my name, it's the P's in there are all about wisdom. The E's are about sharing and being an influencer and a light worker. And the R's are about kind of, I'm in alignment with who I came to be. And that is, in a nutshell, my life and who I am. So thank you.
Thank you, Pepper. We love you so much.
Gosh, love it. You bring a
Yes.
smile to our face, and you sprinkle joy everywhere you go, Pepper. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. So
We have Andy, and we've got Andy.
yes, Andy.
Hello. Yeah, so
The
I'm an
crystal
astrologer.
pyramid.
I got it's actually, so this is made of
Oh, it's not crystal.
It's titanium actually, and
Wow.
then it's 24 karat gold plated. And so the pyramid, just like Healy, just like this energy tool, you know, they're all just different ways that we can use frequency, right? I first heard of Healy from Devin. She was telling me this thing uses scalar waves. I'm like, shut the fuck up. So does this thing. Like, there's no way, like, and it was just like, I never heard anyone else really even like talk about scalar waves. And so I think that was what really kind of drew me to Healy right away. I'm an astrologer by trade. That's what I do. I teach about it. I do readings. I kind of have built a program around astrology. And I just recently published what would be, you know, probably considered something like a dissertation, I guess, on astrology that I'm really excited about. And that was part of the inspiration for doing this workshop because over the next couple of years here, we're going to see Pluto move into Aquarius. And at that point, basically all the planets will have entered into Aquarius then during this age of Aquarius. And so what I'm really hoping to do here is to give some kind of a context for like, okay, like, what does this mean that we're in the age of Aquarius, right? Like, how do we, what is that? First, like, what is that? And what does that mean? And what are some of the potentials that we have to choose from during this next age? And one of the main themes of Aquarius is, you know, one is that we're this, Aquarius represents the height of human potential here on Earth. Whereas Pisces represents like what lies beyond and like what is of a different realm. really Aquarius represents like what we are capable of. And so self-actualization is a really important piece for Aquarius. Technology is also absolutely the domain of Aquarius, and advancing technology. And a lot of people look at the ages and the movement of the ages, and that kind of defines our relationship to the word God for that kind of age. We had the age of Pisces before this, which was really all about heaven, right? This like other place that we can go. And we had, before that, we had the age of Aries, which is like the Old Testament kind of God, right? This is very punishing because the ages move backward through the zodiac. And so, and then before that, we had the age of Taurus, which was like living with the earth, and this is, the earth is our God. And so it's interesting to see what is this going to look like, and is technology going to kind of I guess how pivotal a role is technology going to be playing? How can we work with it? What are some of these emerging technologies like Healy? I'm going to be talking specifically about Healy and frequency devices in general. I have another one on my head right now, and a little bit of probably artificial intelligence there as well, but really just kind of trying to bring some like substance and like a why behind, like, okay, why is Healy so important right now, and like what can we what is its role in really helping humanity reach its highest potential. So, and then kind of going into really forecasting the next couple of years through astrology, just kind of big picture stuff. And really hoping that we can get a real feel for like the archetype of Aquarius, where that is inside of us, what's good about it, what is some of the shadows that we might see in Aquarius, and because it's not just a good thing necessarily, right? And so I think we need to be aware of like all the different potentials that we have here, yeah, I think that'll probably cover it. So I'm really excited to share this. Astrology is kind of my thing, so whenever I get a chance to talk about it, I get really excited. And I think I will leave it there. So thank you for having me today, Ashley.
Thank you. Oh my
And
gosh, we're
Kristen.
so excited. We're so excited. I every single person that comes on, I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be great. This is going to be a great event. And then the next person comes on, I'm like, oh my God, like it's going to be so mind blowing. Like if we don't get hundreds of people on this call, then they're missing out. So
Totally.
very excited.
I love the fact that it's like big picture, Andy. You know, it kind of helps to understand the structures of thing, and then human design is more intricate and like more personal, and you know, it's but it all interweaves together. You know, just the gene keys and everything. Like everything that we're talking about is fascinating. So, all right, so let's see.
Thank you, Andy.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, there's a couple of people that aren't here tonight that
I know
you going back to Camden. She was towards the beginning of the presentation.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to find her here. This is really wonky. Okay, Camden. Hello.
Hi, thank you for having me. I'm so happy to be here.
So happy to see you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. So I am thinking, since I haven't been here, but I heard Pepa and Andy were telling a little bit about what we're going to be teaching and about ourselves as well. And I'm excited to be able to meet you all. I'm Camden Hoke, and Kristen was the one that introduced me to Healy. And Ashley, it's so nice to meet you. I've heard so much about you. So
same.
It's great to be here with you as well. So the practice that I've been a yoga instructor for practitioner as well for about 20 years. I've been a master life coach for about 15 years. I'm an author. I'm a board certified hypnotist. I'm a wife, a mom. I mean, all of these identities of our roles, right? And all of this really combines into this space of, I think, expertise and healing. And I've been through a lot of my own experiences and actually have written about it in my first book called Roadmap to Radiance, where I had addictions and patterns and suicide attempts and all of these things that were super dark. And until I could actually feel into the dark, I didn't know where the light was. So it was all in the space of my heart and how to kind of move into that unknown and keep taking steps and letting go of control and continuing to shape shift in my own life. And I think what I bring to the practice, which is one of the practices that I teach, which we're going to be moving through together, is a yin practice. And what I'm bringing in is this image of the kaleidoscope. And I actually ordered this a couple of weeks ago as this came to me, and Kristen can share with you, just kind of came in a meditation a few weeks ago. And then we've really been working with this in my yoga community and my coaching clients, where, you know, life, and if you want to look at something, go to YouTube. They have the coolest like kaleidoscope images set to music. And what I realized, because we're going through so many shifts of changes and we're all really shapeshifters, but we get into this human control to try to be safe or have organization or plan or for whatever reason. And if we can visualize and embody ourselves as almost a human kaleidoscope, that our experiences are constantly changing scene. And I'm talking about the sensations we have within our body, within our heart, and also the life that we then create from that experience. And so in this yin practice, what we're going to do is move into breath work, which is really this conduit for all of these sensational experiences that we're going to observe through the practice. We'll be moving through shapes and we'll be moving into them passively. If any of you have ever practiced yin, it's a more receptive, more feminine, more observing, more passive practice than the active practice. So we'll be in the poses anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes. And these are times that we can observe. This is time and space that we can feel into and bump into the sensations, energetic, physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. And then from this, there's an incredible realization of gifts and friendliness with the unknown, so that we confront our fears and that we're able to move a little more deeper into the cave of our heart, which is where the light of each of us is. And so we're going to really work with that, breathing shapes and sensations of the kaleidoscope through the body and through the practice of yin.
Oh my goodness, Camden, that's just amazing. And
Sounds amazing.
I can vouch for doing your yin, and she's been my coach for many years on business level and personal level, and she's done so many amazing things with me. And just when you do yoga with her, you just melt into your body, and the words that come out are just poetry that come out of your mouth. It's just like spirit speaking through you. And this whole kaleidoscope thing is so powerful. I can't wait for everyone to experience it.
Thank you.
Me
Thank
too.
you. I see Devin says nourishing. Yes, it will be very nourishing.
Very
You will
nourishing.
feel like you've had this infusion of prana when you leave. It will just be this awakened clarity when you leave the practice, and you'll have these sparks of creativity. You'll be like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, but in a calm way. So I'm really excited to be with you all and meet you. And, you know, if you have questions about the physicality of it, I give a lot of modifications. So it's really for everybody. I've taught therapeutic yoga, and I've had a gentleman come to my class who could only blink his eyes. So if you're like, well, I don't know, you'll be just fine, and we'll walk you through and have you bring props and pillows. And if you don't have like specific yoga props, blankets, a dense pillow, a light pillow, you know, we just make it work. Okay. So, yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. We're so excited.
Yeah, me too. Thank you for having me.
So
Be
good
the
to
best
see
day
you.
ever.
Yeah. So do we want to talk about the people that aren't going to be here, or do you want to just, there's just a couple of people, Dr. Toby, and are we missing anyone else right now?
Tracy
Tracy, yeah.
Malachek. Yeah. So we're gonna, no, we don't,
Yeah. Do you want me to just go to the end?
Because we're,
slide?
yeah, it's already
I don't even
already
want-
9.
Okay.
So
all right.
this is going to be an amazing experience. Is there the slide that kind of says the 12 weeks to, yep, no, the
Yeah.
12 weeks to fall in love with your body? All
It's-
right, sorry guys, we
Sorry,
had
guys. Yeah.
some pretty amazing people. The global ambassador and one of the top global leaders in Healy have been at Kristen's, and we just did an event a couple days ago, and they've been with us ever since. So it's kind of been a bit of a whirlwind. So sorry this isn't completely organized, but
We're working on it.
the
I know where it
PowerPoint,
is.
the event's organized.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't worry about it. So
Right.
essentially, guys, this is going to be an amazing day, as you can tell. And we want everyone to share it out, and so we can get as many people collectively learning and doing this alignment work together. But that's not it. This is going to be the launch, the first day of a 12-week series, a 12-week chapter in our lives of deep alignment, deep activation. And how it's going to work is every single week, we are going to have everybody watch a video, and it's going to be the Cheat Code series by Dr. Michelle Patrick and Taryn Lee, who is the global ambassador of Healy. And Dr. Michelle Patrick is a naturopath, a Chinese medicine doctor, and she literally talks in poetry. Like when I watch these videos, I've watched them a couple of times. I have gone back and written down almost every sentence that she has said, and it has been life-changing, not just for me in my personal life, but for my family and how I show up with my clients. So we're going to watch those together. It's almost like a book club, but we're going to be watching the videos and then on the calls, and then we're going to be taking a week and implementing those practices, those tips, those observations that we learned that week, and implement them into our lives and into our bodies. And there's going to be basics that we do every single day, things like grounding, breath work, taking time to do nothing. And then we're going to be adding in whatever the weekly programs are for what we're going to be doing. So we'll just quickly go through what the weeks are. The first week is just going to be the introduction, and that's going to be the Thursday that's following the Tuesday. So the Soulstice Sync Up, the event is June 21st, which is a Tuesday. So in between that day and Thursday, we'll have you guys watch the intro to the cheat codes. And then we'll go through, and you can just see it there. We'll go fire, the fire element, the heart, the small intestines, the pericardium, then the earth element, stomach and spleen, the metal element, lung and large intestine, water element, kidney and bladder, the wood element, liver and gallbladder. And then it goes more into consciousness and more abstract things than just our organs. So you can read it there. I don't have to go over all of it. Kristen, did you have anything you wanted to add to any of that?
I mean, I think you pretty much summed it up. We're coming into the solstice, so it's kind of an awakening time, as well as just becoming more in tune with our bodies and connecting with the earth and the cycles of the earth, and learning how to really tap into your body on such a different level. And once you connect in with these videos, you're going to be amazed by the wisdom that you learn, and you're going to learn about Healy programs that you've probably never used before, which is so cool when you hear Dr. Michelle Patrick talk about, like today, she was in the loft. It was so cool. Taryn was sitting in this seat, and we were all sitting over on the sofa, and she was interviewing her for the cheat codes too. And so we'll probably do this again. And right now she's just doing themes. Like today it was sleep. And then I learned so much just by, like, blood deficiency can really impact your sleep. And so then she actually picked up her laptop and she came over and she had us ask questions, and it was just so engaging and so much fun. And she's just remarkable, just with her wisdom. And we're going to learn how to fall in love with our bodies and get really in tune with our bodies even more, using Healy and really tapping into these organs and these systems, and with everyone that, you know, is contributing to the stuff that Anna's going to be talking about is really going to help us as well as we go through each week, connecting in with the organs that we're going to be talking about, and the emotional things that come up with it, or when they're out of balance and things like that. So this is just going to be amazing on so many levels.
Yeah, it's going to be really fun. And one thing that, you know, what Pepper just said, she said that we the people on this call, even if you're new, even if you haven't even ordered your Healy yet, you're here for a reason. We've been drawing in this type of person for a reason. We are here to do this work together, to do exactly what Pepper said and what Andy said about like the age of Aquarius. We are here holding out our hands to help other people cross the bridge. And if you don't know somebody, well, first of all, every single person here knows somebody who is addicted to something, somebody who has anxiety, somebody who is unhealthy, someone who has chronic pain, somebody who has autoimmune. Like, so if you don't know one person, you know 20 people, because it's an epidemic right now. And we are here to be leaders in empowering ourselves to take care of ourselves. And we can do that. We have the power to do that. And Healy is just a tool. Our bodies can do the healing. The Healy is just a tool to help us activate that intuition and tap into our bodies. And so if we do this together, which is that is the goal of this entire, the Soulstice Sync Up, it's a collective way for us to reach out, not just one hand, but on this call, 25 hands or however many people are here, and do a massive pull up of humanity and, you know, the people that we love and our communities. And I couldn't feel more passionate about doing this with you guys. I'm so grateful to be surrounded by you guys. I truly love you.
Me too. I love that. And yeah, just coming off of what you said, Ashley, just think like together we are all light, and we are beams of this light. And let's just consider that we are doing this together to shine more light on this planet, to help people. This technology is so incredible and so amazing, and we are doing this together. I talked to my mom today. She's still in rehab, and she was watching the news and she was so depressed. And it was just like, I'm so high right now from life and from being with these incredible leaders and all the things we're doing and knowing how we're impacting the world. And I said, Mom, just know that there are so many light workers out there, and we are making a huge impact on this world. And remember that every single one of you here are doing that. And we are all beams of this incredible light coming together on the solstice, which is all about bringing this incredible radiant technology and wisdom and all of our gifts to everyone. So let's do this together, and let's bring as many people in as we can, you know, and even if they just come to our event, that, you know, you're not trying to sell anyone anything. You're just like, come and enjoy this energy and all this wisdom that all these incredible people have to offer, and then see what happens after that.
Yeah, I just go to the last slide about the Healy, but I just had a thought. Devin was saying in the beginning that if I didn't find her, that none of this would have happened. And to take it even further, I wouldn't have found human design if I didn't listen to a free podcast. So that one little act of me resonating with something got me to this point right here today. So simply by sharing this opportunity for alignment, this opportunity to resonate with people who can support you and help you understand yourself is life-changing. And so please share out this event. I mean, how exciting is it that we have all these people that are going to be dropping all these wisdom bombs all over the place? Like, I'm pumped.
Can I add something?
Yeah.
Actually, I was thinking about that today, and I was kind of reflecting, like, the interconnectedness of it all, and just like how so much has changed over the years with like certain information getting out there. And like one of my risks with human design was that there was a very big limit to it actually getting out in the world. And then once somebody broke that, which was very triggering to me, by the way, because I tried to play by the rules, it somehow reached Ashley, and like it made these ripples, right? And then that person who we have no connection to really has also created a ripple doing something totally different here. So what I'm trying to say is, this event, it's like, when people come, who knows what ripples are going to be created from it? Like whether or not we never talk to those people again, whether it's like, it will create those types of ripples. And then it also creates more opportunity for us all to get together. And even when I was looking at this, I was like, I have like 5 more people I'd want to invite to like talk at this thing. So we're going to have to do another one.
Maybe we'll do one at the equinox.
I think
Who
that's
knows?
a great idea. Totally. Yep. Yep.
And maybe it'll be a 2-day event, because we'll want to hear from all these beautiful people as well again.
Mhm.
So, okay, that event, our Soulstice Sync Up, is June 21st. So that is pretty much a month away. So what are we doing in between now and that time? Well, 1, we know that we're sharing it. And 2, if you don't have a Healy and you're watching this, we want you to get a Healy. You don't have to have a Healy. If you aren't ready, if it doesn't completely resonate, if you want more information, that's fine. Go back to the person that invited you on this call, and they will give you information, or anyone who is on this call would be happy to jump on a call with you to answer some of your questions. But you don't have to have a Healy for this event, nor do you have to have a Healy for the 12 weeks. You can just take a 12-week education course for free and spend some time with some very high vibrational, beautiful people. But if you want to get the most out of this experience, if you want to truly optimize this Soulstice Sync Up and get aligned and change your body, your mind, your spirit on a cellular level, then we want you to get a Healy. And what we want you to do, well, first of all, we don't have the promo up here, but for the next week, the Resonance Plus, which is pretty much the edition that everyone gets, it's a $2,500 device. It's on sale for $1,500 right now. So share that out with people. And then we have no idea if there's going to be a promo in June. From what I understand, there might not be. So take this opportunity to get one at the discounted price. And then start using the gold programs for the next couple of weeks. If you want to go further and do your own exploration, that's fine. But we recommend to prep your body, start doing 1 to 3 gold programs a day, just to get your body used to running microcurrents. Kristen, do you have anything to add?
I don't think so. I think that you basically said everything.
Okay. Does anyone else have anything that they want to add? All right,
Yeah.
so we are going to share. Hi. Oh, hi.
I just wanted to say that we're doing the summer solstice. Is a very important event also in South America, especially for the Incas. It's actually the shortest day because it's winter there, and it's a tradition to do this festival called Inti Raymi, that means sun festival. And so I'm super excited to be part of like the whole thing, because it means the world, the connection.
Well, we're so happy to have you there. I mean, this group of beautiful light workers is like, I manifested it. I say it all the time. I totally manifested you guys. I'm so grateful.
Absolutely. Anyone else?
I will just say, 1, I want to apologize because I've been totally MIA. My life is crazy, kind of flipping upside down. But I think a lot of that really has to do with healing and the work that I've been doing. Even though I've been quiet, I've been doing a lot of personal work with it. And so 2 things. Most of you who are in the Vibe Tribe chat know that I recently got a new job. it was something that I met with a lot of, I wasn't certain about it. It is my dream job. If you were to ask me what my dream job would be 2 years ago, but I had kind of committed myself to focusing my career more towards wellness. I was comfortable in the job that I had, and all I wanted to do was get my yoga, my Reiki going, and focus on that full time eventually. And then this offer was dropped into my lap that I really couldn't refuse, promoting live music for a local venue in Wilmington that I absolutely love. Long story short, I ended up looking back on it and realizing I had been doing all of this work with the coaching module in Healy, trying to position myself for success in the wellness realm. And, so when this offer was presented to me, I was like, no, I already decided to go in this other direction. And then I kind of sat with it and realized this is the direction, the universe is taking me here and now. Financially, I think it's going to be able to present some immediate solutions that I think are going to help make my long-term, goals and dreams come to life. And my first 2 week now, I guess, into the new job, I'm completely invigorated and alive, and I'm like working by way of my passion again, which is just wonderful. And Ashley reached out to me today to possibly talk about doing some wellness things, which I've already been planning to do at this new venue. So really just wanted to share that. And then the other thing, in being so busy and jumping into this new job, I was not taking the Healy to work every day. I wasn't hooked up to it 24/7 like I normally am. And what happened? My arthritis pain started to creep back in. I had an asthma attack for the first time in like 2 years. It was very strange. So my body all of a sudden started like falling apart, and I was like, I gotta get back on the Healy train, which I have been. So it's been a cool couple of weeks for me, and I wasn't even thinking about the fact that Healy was playing a part in it. But kind of reflecting on it, it certainly was. So I just thought that was something you all would like to hear.
Thank you for sharing. Yep. Alignment, everyone. That's what this whole thing is about. So thank you for sharing.
Good to see you, Brianna.
Yes. Very good to see you. And the synchronicity with the Queen, that's the venue that she works at. Oh man, we have some more exciting stuff coming.
She's losing it, but we're not going to tell you. We're going to focus on this now.
That was the universe saying, shh, don't say anything else about it.
No more.
Don't say anything. Okay. All right, universe, I won't. All right, we're going to wrap it up there, guys. Yeah. Thank you so much for being here tonight. And please, we're going to get you the media so you can share it out to your communities. Everyone's going to want to be here and soak up your wisdom. So share it out, and we will see you guys on the 21st.
Woohoo! Thanks for coming, guys.
Yay!
Good night. So excited.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye.